I think if I hear you call me Becky one more time, six-pack, I'm gonna pop your tops. All six of them.
Who are you?
Hey, this is Matt once again. Welcome back to another review. There's another paid request. This time is from a nice guy named Alex. Thank you so much for that. For those interested in requesting pretty much any type of videos or commentaries, re-reviews, topics, reactions, randomness, whatever, feel free to send it either directly to my PayPal or join my Patreon. Both links are down below in the info box. And this is for a film called Someone to Die For from 1995. Not to be confused with the Nicole Kidman To Die For. This is a different movie. This is a direct-to-video film starring Corbin Bernsen, which, if you don't know, he was in Major League. He was the lead character in The Dentist. He's been in quite a few stuff. I believe he was on that TV show Psych. And you also have Ali Walker, who I remember as the reporter in Universal Soldier, the first one, the original. Funny enough, she plays a reporter in this movie. Now, what's interesting to me, and at the end of the day, I thought this was meh. Nothing that I got mad about, nothing of noteworthy, other than Corbin Bernsen, Ali Walker. I liked those two. It was nice to see them in a movie. Corbin Bernsen, I thought, did a decent job. It's a direct-to-video film. It's not much of a budget. I don't know if I would call it a thriller. I guess drama thriller is the best way to describe it. Where Corbin Bernsen's a cop whose daughter his daughter dies. He's institutionalized. While he's there, he meets a lady in this kind of funky relationship. And then the cops who were there when his daughter died, they start getting killed. And then it's, did Corbin Bernsen do it? Does this other lady do it and she's crazy? Ali Walker's reporter, who's also a next door neighbor to Corbin Bernsen, and she also becomes a girlfriend to Corbin. And that's pretty much, before I get into spoilers, that's the gist of it. Now, I was saying before, the director of this film and the writers of this film is kind of interesting. Because, okay, it's directed by a guy named Clay Boris. He did a film called Quiet Cool, which I know there's a few people who are fans of that. He also did 2 episodes of Ninja Turtles: The Next Mutation. And the writers, Shel Danielson and Shuki Levy, they wrote for Power Rangers. When I looked up their credits, they wrote for quite a bit of Power Rangers. So, it's from the director of some episodes of Ninja Turtles: Next Mutation, and from writers of Power Rangers episodes, a variety of their shows. And it kind of made sense why at one point, before the shit hits the fan, Corbin Bernsen's daughter is holding a Power Ranger. And I thought, like, the fuck? Okay, that's random. She's holding a Power Ranger to sleep with. Oh, that's right, because the writers wrote for Power Rangers. Maybe the director if he did some of the Next Mutation TV show, maybe he did Power Rangers as well. That is something I thought was sadly a bit more interesting than the movie itself. Because the movie, it's directed very average at best. The music, sometimes it tries to play like a blues feel to the music. I like Corbin Burnson as an actor. I like him in The Dentist. I like him in Major League. He's one of the better parts of the movie. Who's a strung out cop. And at one point they do a bust where he shoots someone who had something he was going to pull out. Come to find out it was a knife. So he's in trouble for that. He's on leave for a few days. He's trying to get more in touch with his daughter since he's been divorced. Doesn't see his daughter much. And I thought Corbin Burnson definitely accomplished his role of trying to be this guy who, as he puts it, I'm a deep black hole, Sarge. I can't get out. Like, you can tell he's a bit desperate. He's a bit strung out. He's on thin ice, psychologically wise. Now, one weird thing was when he sees his daughter, and he goes to his ex-wife, hey, I want to see my daughter, let me see her. Eventually does. She's in bed. She wakes up. When she wakes up, she has nothing she's holding. There's plenty of angles. And even Corbin Burnson lies beside his daughter, and they're talking. Hey, maybe I could take you out. Okay, fine, you're busy with your mom. How about tomorrow? Just chit-chat. He looks down at his daughter. It's just her face. Looks back at Corbin Burnson. Goes back to the daughter, and all of a sudden there's a fucking Power Ranger right here. Like, you see the head. I'm like, where the fuck did that come from? And then there's a wide shot, and all of a sudden this fucking Power Ranger, this, like, giant doll Power Ranger, is on her. And I'm like, was there someone cut out that I don't know? Did he bring her... Like, part of me is like, okay, did he bring her a present of a Power Ranger and they cut that out in the middle? So then, it's just weird, like, at first there's no Power Ranger. Now there's this big fucking Power Ranger there. I'm like, I guess that shows how invested, quote unquote, I was into the story when I noticed something like that. I just like, first I'm like, Power Ranger? And then I'm like, where the fuck did the Power Ranger come from? Teleported there. Maybe he ran away from, I don't know, some distant toy store, just ran in and said, I'm going to be in this movie because I like The Dentist. I want to meet the guy who's in The Dentist. I don't know. So then it goes to Corbin Burnson taking his daughter out. Their montage, enjoying the day. Then stupidly, because he's a fucking idiot, he hears on the radio this crime is happening as part of a case he was involved with. I'm going to drive there, even though my fucking daughter's here. I'm going to park really fucking close. I wouldn't say 100 feet, but it's more than 100 feet, but not too farther away. Granted, he goes, stay in the car, but still, park the car all the fucking way another block, or don't go there at all with your fucking daughter. Take your daughter home, or something, man. Don't bring her to the fucking crime scene. You fucking idiot. So, of course, the cops, they're telling the bad guy to come out. He drives out. They're shooting at him. I think Corbin Burnson was shooting at him, too. And then the car tries to escape, goes off kilter, and lo and behold, says, Corbin Burnson's car is right fucking there. Corbin Burnson, no! Blows up. So his daughter dies. They do this shot, I don't know why they did this, where he's being held back, but doing slow motion. So then he's like, No. Okay, directors, you can't do that with slow motion. Slow motion, if you want to do it like this, with action, John Woo style, yes, that's fine. But anytime someone is yelling, screaming, talking, you can't do slow motion. It will come off as silly. It will come off as ridiculous. Yes, of course, there's exceptions. There's always exceptions to the rule, but that's very hard to pull off. If I go, let me say something serious. I have a dog. My dog is dying. Yeah, serious. I have a dog. My dog is dying. You're like, that's what it is. If you just had Corbin Burnson just acting normally, it would have been fine. But no, you had to do slow-mo. No. That's a simple fucking thing. That's a simple choice you can make. But didn't you have a guy that directed and people who wrote more Power Rangers than this type of movie? Right? Yeah. So sometime later, Corbin Burns is in an institution, and while he's in the institution, he randomly meets this lady. How he meets her and what comes into play makes things a lot more confusing when you find out what's going on. But he meets this lady who's there with her grandma, as she puts it, and he's having nightmares of his family and friends taunting him. The lady in this instance, she's able to create a fucking dinner in the mental hospital and lure Corbin Burnson there. Like, she's able to create a fucking, not a banquet, but dinner and invite Corbin Burnson. We don't have dinner. This mental hospital sucks. Like, it doesn't know where its patients are. It doesn't know how, like, that's a bit fucking ridiculous. And they're not found out. But apparently, like, a love thing starts going on. So then he gets out of the institution. The lady who's in love with him, hit with the love bug, bit by the love bug, follows him home like a lost puppy. And as soon as he gets home, now cops who were there on the day his daughter died, they start getting killed. Even those scenes, there's really not a whole lot to them. It's not really that gory. It's not really that stylistic. It's not really that suspenseful. It's as average as what you would see on a made-for-cable, like a TV episode. I say TV episode. Like, just, like nowadays, if this was on an episode of TV, be like the same type of filmmaking. I don't know if I can say that, because even like CSI Miami, well, that's not current, but that's a few years ago, they had a bit more of a style, maybe over-stylized, but at least it was something. Again, there's really nothing to it. Spoilers, getting more into spoilers. One cop gets his neck sliced, which there's not much of a makeup effect to it. One gets stabbed with this hooker he was with. One gets in a car bomb. Meanwhile, Corbin Burnson doesn't want to see that lady anymore because she's acting all fucking weird. Ali Walker, like I said, she's a reporter who's next door. I liked her as an actress. I haven't gotten to see her in a lot of films. Like, I liked her in Universal Soldier. It's weird that she comes back to do another reporter character. But, capable actress, always in, I liked her. I liked Corbin Burnson. Why do you like Ali Walker? I bought her acting style. Like, she wasn't stone-faced. She didn't seem like a mannequin. She didn't feel like she's someone who had no emotions, like a lot of actresses today. I'm not saying all, but a lot of actresses today, they have this kind of motif of not showing any emotions or any, like, kind of this blank expression and blank emotions and blank personality. And they remade Blank Man. They did cast any one of these ladies. Miss Blank Man. It wasn't the case back in the day. You looked at Demi Moore, you looked at Gina Davis, you even looked at Ali Walker. They had more acting to them. Even something as minuscule as this movie. It's not like she's giving a great performance either. Just, it's fine. One of those, it's fine. I don't really buy Ali Walker and Torben Burson falling for each other because I feel like it kind of happens rather quickly. Because it's, hey, I'm going to visit you in the hospital. Oh yeah, you found out I was a reporter. Okay, stay the fuck away from me. Oh, she left, huh? You guys still friends? Okay, we're hanging out, and then we start kissing and fucking. I'm like, where did this come from? I don't even think you needed the whole love story between that, because it just, I don't buy it. There's not much of an evolution to it. There's not much of, it's like, you go through the steps. You went through A, B, and C. Now you're at T. Where the fuck did the rest of the middle? Or is like you doing counting 1, 2, 3, 7, 8, 9. Wait a minute. Where's 4, 5, and 6? It's like, so the other lady sees that. She's upset. And it's not really that exciting. It's not really that suspenseful. The only thing keeping me going is I like Torben Burson and Ali Walker as actors. And I know that's superficial. Sometimes I'm not going to love the film, but I'd be like, okay, it's meh. One of those that's the hardest movie to review, I know. But then we get to the ending, super spoilers. You come to find out that this girl was a patient. Something to do with her stepfather. And Ali Walker looks at her place, finds the missing knife, the weapon, and gets to Torben Burson. The lady has Torben Burson tied up and trying to ride him. And Ali Walker's like, he's not your stepfather. Obviously there was abuse. They said fucked with her head. And the lady didn't do a bad job being crazy, eliciting her emotions, that she's on a thin wire, ready to slip, or she's already slipped, and now she's fallen. Hysteric. She's doing a decent job of hysteria. I mean, if you want to have a character be hysteric, not too shabby of a job. Pretty much some things happen. Ali Walker gets shot in the arm, but she will get the gun and kill the lady. But then you come to find out that, yeah, she was crazy, but Torben Burson, he really did kill the cops. And I guess somehow she pulled a file on this crazy lady. And when did he do that? Did he do that in the middle of him being institutionalized? Did he do that after he got out? Like, it seems very convenient that as soon as he got in his institution, this girl talked with him, met with him, was obsessed with him. Not really something he could control much. Like, it's like they're trying to make the inclination that he set this up, but how? I don't see how he could have set it up. Because he did put the knife in her place. I guess it's like, hey, I found out this bitch is crazy. That's the setup they're talking about. Maybe that's the setup they're talking about. What the hell's this lady's problem? Oh. But then, like, one cop mentions, yeah, you set this up, huh? Pretty clever. I mean, she's even into I think some kind of electronic thing, so thus she could be believable in being behind the car bomb. Very smart. I'm like, how would he know that? I guess I would assume when he got out, he read the file, realized she was crazy, and then that's why, okay, I'm going to stash the knife at her place. I'm going to, yeah, again, stash the knife at her place. I'm going to rig a bomb so it seemed like she did it. I guess that's the inclination. So sometimes I have to work this out loud. Which then, that's pretty fucked up because I don't know if the lady really deserved that. But, I mean, Corbin Burns is crazy. He's off the deep end. You can't deal with crazy people. But then when it tries to make us feel sorry for the guy, because at the gravesite, the daughter's gravesite, Ally Walker finds buried right under it the badges of the cops. I'm like, really, Corbin? I almost said Corbin Dallas. Really, Corbin Burnson? Really, of all the places to bury it, you don't bury it there by your daughter's grave, where you know Ally Walker's probably going to be there sooner or later. Like, and it seemed like you barely buried it. Why didn't you fucking bury it, I don't know, behind it? You could have buried behind the grave and, I don't know, maybe this deep. So that when you're not just dust in, pops up. It's like, did you want to get caught? And why did you even have to put it in a big box? You could just put the badges by themselves and just dig it in and again behind the grave, not the front where other people could be touching the shit. Behind it where no one would touch the shit. Hey, what do I know? He's crazy. So, and I'm like, okay, so he did kill the cops. And then he got this girl as a fall guy, a fall girl. And then he takes Ally Walker hostage, and the one cop, the sergeant's like, hey, let her go. Then when he's outside, all the cops there. And then he's like, go, take her. So I guess like he does care for her. Take her, let her, you guys go away, then I'll drop the gun. And then Ally Walker's like, no, no. I'm like, Ally Walker, why should he give a shit? I mean, are you that much in... I guess she was that much in love with Corbin Burnson in this small amount of time. I'm like, I get it. His daughter died. He feels bad for it, but... And he's crazy, so you're not going to think sensible thoughts. Just crazy is crazy. If they thought sensible, they wouldn't be crazy. But it's like, this guy got his daughter there, so that's his fucking fault. These cops didn't do anything to really cause the death of the girl. He was there shooting along with them. You put the daughter in a situation. You helped along. Those cops were innocent. They didn't fucking deserve to die. This girl got set up. She didn't deserve to die. Ally Walker shoots for self-defense because you made her go extra crazy. And then, like, Ally Walker, you're feeling sorry for this guy that he doesn't he's lost the pity that you could instill on the guy. Yeah, you still technically feel bad that he lost his daughter, but it didn't justify the end, so to speak. The price was too high to be paid. But they try to do that, and if you watch the trailer to this film, it shows the ending of the movie. Which is why I didn't quite... I was thinking of showing the trailer, but I'm like, well, again, it's going to show the entire end... The end of the movie. Where he's going around, and literally, Corbin Burnson doing this in the trailer is the last shot of the movie. The last shot of the movie is in the trailer. And suicidal homicide. What does that mean? Homicide by cops? That's, suicide. He's pretty much ready to shoot so that the cops shoot him. And you don't see him get shot. It's done like freeze frame type of way. And so, as the film ends, I'm going... It's trying to make us feel bad for Corbin Burnson, but then I can't really feel bad for Corbin Burnson because of the stuff he did to people who didn't deserve it. And so, like, Ali Walker, I like with Corbin Burnson's actors, but I don't really buy them being that deeply in love with each other. I just don't. I don't think they did enough of a job making me believe that these two are that closely in love with each other. There's no action, really. There's not much in suspense. You know, watching the film, I'm going, it's fairly average, forgettable film unless you're a big Corbin Burnson fan or a big Ali Walker fan. And that ending, did rub me the wrong way as well. I didn't really care for the ending. But that's more of a personal preference. Like, if it ended with... I'm trying to think how I would... Like, okay, if it ended with... the girl was crazy, she killed people, and it's him trying to overcome the loss of his daughter, and he's like, you know what, those guys didn't deserve to die, and him kind of overcoming his sorrow. Yes, that could be cliche as well. It just, again, that's the personal preference cliche that I go more towards than this. But obviously they went in this direction for their own reasons, and it's definitely an ending that I would maybe not ever want to rewatch the film. It's just not my cup of tea ending wise. And I mean, in essence, you could say this should be a rant, but I didn't get that mad, angry, pissed off with it. It's just a very... I mean, maybe like a 2 out of 5 star movie. I guess one for Corbin Burnson, one for Ali Walker. Even at least the music is very mundane. At times tries to do this blues. I can't remember the music, honestly. Like I said, it's not much style. Corbin Burnson gives a pretty decent performance. It's a very rare movie to find, too. Like, very, very rare. It's not on DVD, let alone Blu-ray in the US. It's maybe on DVD overseas. Maybe you can find a VHS. It's not on YouTube. It took a long time to try to find this. It's very hard to find online, so you probably won't even be able to find it to watch. And for all the effort it would take to find and watch it, it would not be worth it. So, you're probably not going... No, people watchers are not going to be able to find this movie to watch anyway, and it's like, yeah, it wasn't really worth the effort if you do. But it was a paid request, and I do appreciate Alex. I think he's a fan of the film. And it's not the worst movie ever, but it's just... Even, yes, I know it's a direct-to-video film, but I still would have liked at least a bit more style, or a bit more... The middle just seemed rather slow, and the kill scenes were very tame, and the ending just wasn't my cup of tea. But I guess it's always up to the viewer whether you want to check it out or not. So with that said, thanks for watching. Take care. We'll see you guys later. Bye-bye.